All right, guys, we're back in a very, very familiar spot. This is going to be a top 8 draft and gameplay video from the top 8 of a Vegas 64. I just 3-0'd the Swiss. I had some technical issues. After updating my Windows, OBS couldn't register my microphone, so I couldn't record the first stage, which was a bit unfortunate since I ended up winning all my matches. I ran super hot. My deck wasn't very good. Let's see if we can pull it up here. So my deck was basically trying to be mono white splash snuff out, but the mana fixing wasn't really all that great. I had a Flood Strain and a Godless Shrine, so I had to play, a little bit of Flashback on the Lingering Souls, a little bit of Vindicate, and stretch the mana a little bit. Mana Confluence is a decent mana source, but it doesn't help cast stuff out for free. I take some damage. Playing X amount of swamps makes my Figure of Destiny worse, but I mean, other than that, we have a decent deck here. I was definitely very, very fortunate to 3-0 with it. I do have a Soul Ring and a Saga. Some solid stuff up the curve here. I was lucky to draw S% and Thalia in the matchups where it mattered. I was lucky to never lose to any weird permanent that I could answer. I guess having Council Judgment and Vindicate helps a bit there. I won a lot of games in the air thanks to, Selfless Spirit, Copter, Spellbinder, Lingering Souls, Archangel Elspeth, even Steel Seraph, and I was lucky to get the job done, which means we are drafting once more in a second here. Yeah, I guess that'll be it. I'll see you guys for the draft portion. Thanks so much for being here so far. Okay, let's go. It's the draft portion. We're in the top 8 alongside Edgar, Tom Basketball, and I recognize the name Diablo, but actually I don't. Maybe I'm bad with names, but I don't recognize too many names here. We will be battling against Duke Lukem, which is an hilarious name in the first round. And we have double Mox in our pack, which is very strong. No doubt about that. Which Mox do I want? I'm actually not even sure about that. I'm actually going to take the Mox Ruby. Mox Ruby is a card that it's going to be awesome in any deck, but I think I'm more likely to play red than black in the average draft. And then there's the tiny small tiebreaker. Then the black card of this pack, the best black card of this pack is Grief, and that card is slightly better than the red card in the pack. That's like a very small tiebreaker. Those two Moxes are incredibly close. Also, there are more red cards I want to splash in the cube, so we start our journey with a Mox. Very, very nice start. Then I get past a Tamiyo, which I think is the best card in this pack, so I think I'm just supposed to take it. Tamiyo is a card that snowballs. It's a card that defends well. It's a card that, you can build in some artifact synergies. So what am I taking that card over? Realistically, I'd be taking something like Tundra. I mean, you make a case for Bauble, but I think the gap is quite big from Tamiyo and to the next best card. Wow, this is one of the worst packs I've ever seen. Okay. So we might have to do some speculation here. So what's the best spec? I could also take a card like Wasteland and say, okay, I have a Mox in my deck. I might be willing to trade that tempo. The other option is taking Elegant Parlor. The reason to take that card is basically opening yourself up to have solid red for splashing, red-white duels if we end up actual red-white. Set myself up for Jeskai, being able to splash the red stuff, splash the white stuff. Is that versus the Wasteland? I'm actually going to spec on the Elegant Parlor here. Let's see if we regret it or it's a good decision. Okay, so in the next pack, the best card I think is Mystic Confluence, and that's on color with Tamiyo, so I don't mind picking that card up. What am I taking it over? You ask? Probably like Spellseeker, Imperial Seal, Baleful Strix. So basically, worse cards. So this is fine. Like Tamiyo and Mystic Confluence are great cards. Okay. And now we're kind of back to Earth again without anything incredibly exciting. So with me having the blue stuff here, there's an argument I could spec on Gadgeteer. I could pick up Shadow Spear or Jite. Shadow Spear is kind of cool. Right now, I don't think I want to be aggressive, but who knows? Shadow Spear is also speculating a little bit on artifact stuff. It, I'm not I'm not super happy about that. I could also take Dam and try and be blue-white control. Blue-white control. I'm gonna take the Shadow Spear here. It's very possible that blue-white control is the deck I'm supposed to be, but I'm not quite ready to take that leap. So right now we have an awesome card, two awesome cards in Tamiyo and Mystic Confluence. We have Mox, which is going to be great in any deck, and we have some speculative fixing. Yeah, let's see what this takes us. So a card like Cryptic Code is decent, yet a bit unexciting as well. A card like Sentinel is probably the best card in this pack. Sentinel, I'm a bit far from casting. It is kind of cool that Sentinel synergizes with artifacts, if that ever comes up. So am I supposed to take Sentinel as the best card? Mana Confluence, the problem is in a slower deck, Mana Confluence is not the best fixing you can imagine. Because like you tap it over and over, the game goes long. Cryptic Coat to stay on color and have a serviceable card. Okay, I guess I'll go for that. Okay, this is... I mean, I don't mind this start at all. I think it's quite, it's good. It's not great, but it's good. It is possible I was supposed to jump on one of the like non-blue options at some point. Problem is there hasn't really been an obvious card to do that with. But then again, let's say this was some kind of green surveil land. I maybe would have done it on the Sentinel. Tough to say. Okay, so here we have Sensei's Divining Top, which is always going to be, solid in these kind of decks. With Up the Foundry, we can speculate on, basically. Or I can take my first red card in on Holy Heat if I believe that this ruby will actually be my secondary color. There's also the Tower. So there's some stuff here. Interesting. Interesting. I could see taking the Tower here. Let's hold our options open and see if we can actually locate the color we're supposed to be. So funnily enough, this doesn't even solve that. So maybe it's Soul Guide Lantern, a little bit of sideboard shenanigans. It does set me up nicely for stuff like, Academy, Urza, Karn, Urza Saga. Maybe taking that card is not horrible. There's also Saheeli. Saheeli is like a role player in those artifact-type decks that I don't mind it, but I think the Lantern is slightly better. And now we basically get to learn a little bit more here, I would say. So here it's Talisman versus Fabled Passage for me. Fabled Passage fixes my mana for whatever is in store, color-wise. While Talisman is a, blue accelerant that works with artifact synergies. It's probably the fetch land here. I mean, we can take the Zerta here. It's not terrible. Very unclear if it makes the deck though, but we can put it in the spec pile here. Assault Monolith, Grim Monolith, Infinite Mana, all of that jazz. I mean, we did see late Zerta, late Saheeli. There are definitely options there. So Jace or Dress Down? Dress Down is like the ultimate role player. Jace is some speculative combo piece in case I get Doomsday. I mean, I don't know my second color for sure yet, so maybe that's good. I can take Jace here and put it in the sideboard. That's more or less where I'm putting it mentally. It might just be right back in the deck before we know it, right? So, weird first pack here. I do like that our lands are kind of white or red. Mox is red, and we have the Zerta. So right now, Zerta doesn't make our deck because of Tamiyo, unless it actually checks the opposite side of it. Pretty nice Spellseeker here, I would imagine. Spellseeker plays well with, it's a gamble into the future. If I get great cards, I kind of have double of that effect. I don't know if I'm casting black cards, but this is actually a somewhat close pick, but I'm going to go for the on-color card in Spellseeker. What's it good with? Ortheolingus, Time Walk. Oh, something weird happened there. Okay. Ancestral Recall, Flash. For now, it doesn't do anything, so it's a speculative card right now. Still don't know what my next color is. Baleful Mastery, I hate that card. Not even if I play black, I like that card. I think it's just, yeah, not good enough rate, I would say. Okay, so I would say pretty average pack 1, but we have a piece of power to kind of put us in a better position. I will be looking for cards like the Urza Saga, Karn, Academy. I'll also be looking for combo pieces with Zerda, and wow, what a pack. Ancestral Recall and Fourth Eolingus, but, I mean, we take Fourth Eolingus, we pass Fourth Eolingus, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. So, passing Mox, pack 1, passing Fourth Eolingus now, that's how it goes sometimes. Ancestral Recall just instantly makes Spellseeker from, like, terrible, can't play the card, to insane, so pretty excited about that one. We still don't know our second color, but we do know we want to wield that Kappa Cannoneer for our semi-artifact theme. Wow. Mana Drain versus Flash. Mana Drain versus Flash. Oh, boy. The thing about Flash is, it wins games. Had I had the Imperial Seal, I would have taken Flash pretty easily because it also tutors the creature. But here, wow. I think I'm supposed to take the Drain. Flash just wins games, which is so incredibly powerful. Maybe we can get into a spot where Drain also just wins games. Wow. Crazy good pick. Now I'm feeling really good about this. I also have the Jace in the sideboard. I can actually put it in the spec pile here now because things might develop in a certain way. It's also entirely possible my deck is just a mid-range deck at the end of the day. There's Basalt Monolith. Alongside Water Grave, which doesn't do anything right now. I think it's Basalt. Like, if I can set up infinite mana with Zerda and have either Retrofitter or Ballista, I just have some random ways to win the game out of nowhere. I'm not really taking it over anything I'm super excited about. Let's take the Basalt here. So Basalt goes to the combo pile, I guess. So now the problem is it's almost 3 a.m. and I can't remember if, like, Ballista was there. I can't remember if it was Currency Converter or Retrofitter Foundry, so a little bit of fail rate going on there for sure. Right now, we're also looking to warp our mana solely because of Serta, which is not ideal, I would say. There's Walking Ballista. I guess we can't pass that card because now we complete our infinite combo here. We take Walking Ballista over a card like Remand, which would be amazing. That's how it goes. Now we also know that we're either gonna put red or white type of fixing in our deck to cast the Zerta. But yeah, let's take the Ballista here. Very, very good pickup. Ballista is even like a solid card on his own. Like, it can drain into it. Might get a mana drain later, etc. So the Volcanic Island looks like the obvious pick here, but I actually think this is going to be a very good dig through time deck. I'm trying to imagine these mid games where I have one of the 3 combo pieces, Ballista, Zerta, Basalt, and then I kind of dig through time and complete the rest. So I'm actually going to take dig through time here, despite Volcanic Island being awesome. Okay, so we definitely have an incredible strategy going on here. We kind of know what's going on. We have to kind of draft around already existing combos, which is very, very strong. The Fabled Passage looks awesome. I could play like a single mountain or a single plains right now, and that would still give me a decent amount of sources for the Zerta. Realistically, though, I'd put more of those sources into my deck, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. What do we have here? Revoker is a random artifact. Flash is gone. Am I willing to give that player a Torsten? I think so, because Colonnade and Sacred Foundry are both good in my deck. I already have a Parlor, so maybe it's nice to go for Sacred Foundry because it's both of the splash colors. This card doesn't care, but Sacred Foundry, let's just imagine I get like a Swords of Plowshares for white and Broadside Bombardier for red. Then I have these 2 lands that make both colors instead of a colonnade that only makes 1 splash color. I don't know if that logic checks out, but I am gonna take the Sacred Foundry because of that reason. Okay, so really looking cool here. No artifact synergies like aside from the Serta right now, but that could definitely change. So here we basically have nothing or Otter versus Palantir. Otter versus Palantir. So if I go one spell, then Ancestral, then copy. I'm gonna try to take the Palantir. I might get, a workshop or something later. So what do we have here? We have a Braid for interaction or expressive for churning. Looks like I have Ancestral Recall, Tameo. Yeah, maybe I just want to churn and put together my combo. I can get like some kind of acceleration later, I would imagine. So here I should probably just take Petal. Petal is a card that lets me explode. I still have, potential for artifact stuff synergies later. I even get a Steam Vents all the way back. I don't mind a Steam Vents, and in my deck trying to cast Expressive Iteration and Zerta, passing the Call Against command, which might hurt me in this draft. Let's see about that. For now, it looks like the Rafine's Tower is just a land that adds blue and casts Serta, which is probably worth running, even though it's a tap land, and paying 3 mana to cycle isn't too exciting. Ancestral Recall, Mana Drain, Tameo, Mox. Like, this is a lot of, really powerful cards I can have in my opener and, get off to the races. So, super excited about that. Here's a very late Water Grave, but I think this is Ledger Shredder. The thing about Shredder is in a deck with Mox, Petal, Ancestral, like cheap stuff, you can just get like a 3/5 flyer that kind of fixed your hand a little bit. Watery Grave, though. I mean, it is good if I get past tutors. Wow. Teferi. Teferi or land, both are actually good. Maybe I should read this card. I guess I don't have the time for that. Okay, Teferi is a good curve topper in any case. Here's Show and Tell. I could... I mean, I guess there's no way I play that card. Here's Torsten, so I guess I take this card. Flash is gone. And then I have the Sweeper, which might come in handy. I can tweak my mana a little bit and support the Sweeper. Okay, next pack and last pack. I guess this is just Force of Will. I have a deck with Ancestral Recall. I want to tap out for stuff, protect my infinite combo. Pretty nice Force of Will here. Spell Pierce is awesome. Flood of Strain is awesome. I'm not going to see those cards again, so maybe I will a Flame Slash if I'm very lucky. Force of Will joins the crew here, so let's just take a look at this pack. This pack is not super exciting, huh? Can I cast this No More Lies, or am I on the Brazen Borrower plan? Let's see. 1, 2, 3 white. 5 white if I play 1 plains. Which I mean, I want to support this to Fairy, so maybe it's not that bad. How many counters do I have? I have Force Will, Mana Drain, Mystic Confluence. So the question is if it's better for me to have creature removal than counters. Very possible. But I'm also kind of interested in countering my opponent's spells here, not gonna lie. Huh. Maybe it's better to take my first removal here for the better mix overall. Yeah, okay. Very close pick, actually. Here's Snapcaster Mage in my deck with Ancestral and Mana Drain. I guess we take that card without too much buzz here. I like Hallowed Fountain, don't get me wrong. Talisman would be decent, but nothing crazy. Here's Karn. Karn is a card that takes advantage of my incidental artifact count. What else do we have here? We have Narset, which is a card that digs for 1/3 of my combo, which is kind of bad. And I don't have much stuff to protect it. So maybe Karn is just good as a random Proactive threat. I'm not sure if it makes the deck, actually, but let's see. Karn is decent. Ooh, here's a workshop. How much stuff do I have for the workshop? Assault, Palantir, Ballista, Cryptic Coat. Spear doesn't really count. How am I doing on playables? Minus. Okay, so I can take a land here. That's not crazy. The question is if Polluted Delta is going to be a better land. I'm actually going to try the workshop here. I think it could be quite nice. But I think I need like maybe like something like a talisman or something. I guess the lantern as well is something you can power out with it. Workshop is a high variance card. Doesn't help you cast mana drain. Doesn't help you cast, you know, the Karns and the Fairies of the world. Could be good. Here's a Sheldog Isle, which is a card I really like, especially in a deck like this, where you kind of get... Sure, it's a little bit of a tempo loss early on, but if you manage to, you know, fetch a little bit, Ancestral Iteration a little bit, and all of a sudden you're there, and then you dig closer to the combo before you're dead. So let's add Sheldog to the fold. I really like that card. I remember it got removed from the cube at some point, and I had to look at Sealer removal instead. There's a Brainstorm alongside a Fiery Eyelid. There's also a Johnny as just a, you know, solid magic card. But maybe that's not what I want to do. I think I just take this Brainstorm. So right now I have 31 minus, I guess, 8 real mana sources. So that actually puts me, you know, right there on playables. Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem with a deck like this is you can kind of get run over. So that's what I'm the most scared about right now. So let's see. Trinket Mage. Trinket Mage is a card that tutors Walking Ballista for the combo, Shadow Spear, Yard Hate, and Acceleration. Okay, so this is actually a decent Trinket Mage deck. Taking it over, I guess, Triome. Wheeling the Triplicate Titan doesn't do anything for me. I think that's too ambitious for the workshop. Taiga, I doubt is it going to be a card. I guess there is some world where I get a green card that I forgot about. Let's see if we can close out this draft here. I wish I prioritized something like a talisman earlier, but I can't remember if I had a good spot for it. Workshop has some upside, especially with Palantir Basalt. Here's Everflowing Chalice. Is that a card I want? Could be. Through the Breach works with my Ulamog, but it's not super reliable, I would say. So maybe this Burst Lightning is a sideboard card. I actually get the Talisman here. Okay, that's huge. Really like that. Also, Expedition Map, but I don't have Academy or Saga, so on-color Talisman is just better. It's better than Everflowing Chalice, so Everflowing Chalice might hit the sideboard. Depending on what I end up prioritizing here, it looks like the Soul Guide can go to the sideboard as well. It doesn't do that much in the deck. It makes Karn slightly better. And Trinket Mage, I guess, for game 1, but this should be better overall. Let's see, 9 slots. If I add 9 lands, I'm at 16, 17 lands. I can run this, or I can also run this. I'll think about it. Maybe that's fine, actually. With Cameo drawing a little bit, Iteration digging a little bit. Ledger Shredders want to get triggered. Karn tokens. Okay, this is probably fine. Very late Underground Sea. I don't think I can play this Cameo. I did pick up a Taiga, though. Nah, it's too... I don't think I can do it. So basically just... that card to the sideboard. Here's Oracle. A card that doesn't help me here. I have Oracle in the Jace somewhere, if I remember correctly. Where's the Jace? Oh, it's over here. Jace hanging out. I think this deck is strong, but it can really get run over if I draw like, and the combo pieces are not that great alone. Um, I'm hoping to not get run over, basically. I guess I should, if I'm worried about getting run over, I should probably register the Burst Lightning. Right now, I would play 15 lands with a Mox, a Pedal, and some Acceleration. Okay. I mean, this looks like a deck to me. And then it becomes a matter of how to finish the mana base. Um, so I guess what I should do is say, if I add one of each, I don't know if that's smart. Let's see. White, red, red. Yeah, let's just, for the sake of argument, try adding these and then count how much white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. That's decent for one Teferi. Definitely acceptable. Let's count red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think I like this. If the blue count checks out, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I like this. Okay, so I have a deck here, and I'm ready to take on the opposition. Let's see. Cheap artifacts, ballista counts, I guess. I have a force, which is cheap, and put together my combos mid-game. Seeker for Ancestral, Snapcaster Ancestral, draw my deck type situation. But still not enough, to play Jace as a win con, I think. I think it's better to have Karn to play to the board. But I don't think Jace, like, but I just have so much card draw, so it's better to play to the board, I guess, with that slot. Okay, okay. I mean, I'll take this and give it my all. I'll submit here, and I guess I'll see you guys for the quarterfinals. All right, quarterfinals time. We're playing for a spot to go to Las Vegas. The winner of this draft gets to draft on the weekend for the actual spot. So, yeah, we're more than halfway there, I guess. This hand can go turn 1 Cameo, turn 2 Iteration off of Mox, really start going places. So now we have some good upside with the workshop. So pretty easy keep here. So this is a good old situation. Do I play out the Mox or not? And I think the answer here is I do play out the Mox, because if my opponent has something like Portable Hole, Braid, uh, Expressive Iteration, my opponent's going to kill the Tameo. So I guess I play around something like a discard spell or a draw 7, I guess, in a wild situation, but it does happen. So I think I really want to go expressive here, because there is. Wait. Is it good to flip my Tameo already and kind of build? I guess that's insane. Okay. I guess I just talked myself into another play here. Let's attack and cast Brainstorm to flip the yo. If I do that, yeah, then I can hit some stuff, I guess. So let's cast Brainstorm. Wow, this is strong, because now I go Workshop, Basalt Monolith, have Force Will up. Pretty sick. I put cards back so that I mill. Next turn, I Elegant Parlor, or I simply cast Iteration, but I don't think so. I think that Iteration is Force Fodder. It looks like the worst card of this hand is going to be the Sacred Foundry. I put back that and Parlor. That sounds pretty good. So let's plus Workshop, Monolith, pass, so that I can clear the bad card from the top of my deck with yes, you are allowed to have that card and clear that with the Surveil land. So I think this is a good play. So let's plus Parlor, get rid of that card, draw now, I guess. There's some anti-draw stuff that can punish me if I wait. Okay, we passed a turn. We can force of will our opponent's haymaker. It's kind of annoying that I kind of have to force of will more or less any creature because of lightning greaves. I have infinite mana. Nothing to do with it though. Let's see how the opponent tries to deal with Tameo. There's also some anti-draws that punish me if I go ultimate. Let's see what this is. This is Ramanap Excavator, which is a card that attacks Tameo for 1, puts it to 5. The next turn, it goes up to 7, then it goes to 6. It's kind of annoying here, even though it's not the best card to counter. Here's a Shredder, which is good. So I'll go plus, play Shredder, play Island, I guess. And now my opponent needs to do something about the Tameo, or I'll try and draw 13 cards. My opponent has a big creature. Has to be a really big one. I'm most worried about anti-draw here, to be honest. How much mana do I have in play? I have a ton of mana in play. Yeah, that's interesting. If I should respect, the Bowmasters and Hull Breachers of the world. See what this is. This is Uro, so this is kind of desperation for the opponent. Pretty unlikely they can go nuts off of this Uro. Unless there's a Talon. Ooh, I forgot about that card. Okay, no Talon. The opponent shocks. The Talon would have... No, just phased it out, I guess. Let's see. If the opponent plays another spell, I get to Shredder, which is kind of cool. Hopefully trade my planes in for an actual spell. Here's a Wasteland. The opponent now has white-green colorless up. Sure. Steamman hits the bin. Let's see what the opponent is going to do with that 1 mana. Wow. Very nice. Leyline Binding actually works like a charm here, so I discard that one. And Leyline Binding takes care of the Tameo, so super annoying, and I'm not winning this game anymore. Now I need help, and I didn't get it. Shelldock. So Zerda and Basalt Monolith are infinite mana, but the Ballistas is down there. Pretty interesting what I should do here. You can argue that Ancestral is just straight up better at winning, like, a quote-unquote normal game of Magic. I hang on to the pedal. I attack here. My opponent has, like, hasters. Leyline Binding was a very good one. I had to force the will a terrible spell this game, because I was kind of all in on that plan. I think it was correct, but it hurt, that's for sure. I have 24 cards in the deck, so I have some time to go down to the Ancestral. And I'm kind of worried what my opponent will do in the meantime, I'll say. Here's Oko. Oko kind of working slowly but surely here. I have some good draws in the deck. See if we can get one of them. Basic Island doesn't do anything. Guess I'll just check the Oko a little bit here. Unclear if I should... I guess I'll play this out. I have cards like Mystic Confluence that draws cards. Maybe something else. Opponent with the fetch. Now 3 cards in yard. Active Oko. As always, it was a tough one. Like, the opponent seemed like they kind of timed the leyline binding to perfection there. The Tameo didn't do anything. It was just threatening stuff, right? It didn't do anything. I could have, returned Brainstorm to my hand, stuff like that. Return Force of Will maybe at some point. So that's kind of interesting. I should have given more thought to like how many cards can actually get rid of the Tameo with high loyalty. Then I would have come up with, a few white cards, I think. Here's a Risen Reef. The opponent is looking like a matchup that is very beatable for me if I get to my combo pieces. Let's see. So now the opponent can get in for a bunch here. At least 4. Oko up and running. It's not good for me. It looks like my opponent is a Nadu deck as well, with, between Lightning Greaves and Sylvan Safekeeper. The opponent can do 4 here. I draw down to 22. I'm losing on the board heavily. And passes. Opponent's on 23 cards. Guess I do I really pass here? Is that it? Maybe I do. Fetch line was a decent draw, I think. But yeah, I need a ton of help here. I basically need to use the fetch line to shuffle and then find my infinite combo. But that's also very doable because of the card Dig Through Time in my deck. And basically what I theorized under the draft. Like this mid-game Dig Through Time to complete my stuff. Okay, so my opponent turns my creature into a 3/3. That's probably because my opponent wants to double spell here. I don't think I mind too much. So Oko turning that into a 3/3. I think I should shuffle with Passage before my turn, because I just bottom to... what's it called? I bottom 2 of my combo pieces, so I want those shuffled. Another opponent has a cool play here using Zuran Orb to power the graveyard for Uro. Now the opponent is, winning the mid-range type of game. Also, well played by the opponent. They turned off my Shredder so I couldn't draw a card, get to 21, fetch to 20, and unlock my Sheldog right now. So great play. Also, it looks like the opponent makes sure that they have 21 cards in the deck here, which is kind of funny. So Uro is going to stay in play. Super scary. Oh, it's even... Okay, so I actually get to Ancestral now. Okay, that's actually not that bad. Let's see. The opponent attacks here. Draw. I will fetch, cast Ancestral Recall, and see what happens. The opponent has the chance to do something before. Blocker's here. That's not the case. So I think I go for this one. Should have plenty of blue. Is that famous last words? No, I think this is fine. Maybe not. Now I can't drain if I need to this turn cycle, so let's cast Ancestral Recall. Mystic Confluence. Can't cast that card because I fetched like an absolute bum, but it looks like it's actually fine. Let's see. Shredder block over there. Or take 9. I don't think I have much option here. Let's see. If I block over there, I go to 10. Opponent makes another 3/3 next turn, attacks. Then I take too much, I think. Unless I use Confluence to bounce. Let's see on my turn. If I go land, monolith, draw 3. I need to hit Ballista and Fox. If I do, I win. Okay. Let's block over here and get the card out of there. If I thought about having the... Yeah, that was not a good play, I'm afraid. So now my opponent can equip the Reclaimer to activate right away. There's Fanatic. Okay. So maybe my opponent doesn't want to equip anything else, mainly because Uro is their best card by a wide margin. Draw step, Burst Lightning doesn't get me anywhere, so let's draw 3 cards. There's the Fox, but nothing to use my infinite mana on. Does that kill me here? The problem is Fox has to be a blocker, right? Now, Fox and Monolith, infinite mana, but I can't do anything with that infinite mana. I die easily. Okay, brutal. I gave myself a good chance there. Maybe the land was a bad fetch. I'm not sure. The opponent's on like big 4-color Nadu Uro type deck. The opponent doesn't know about my infinite combo. I have a card like this. Can this target artifact or creature? Okay, got it. So that could actually shut down Uro. But is that better than any of my other stuff here? Could be better than Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear is a weird card that lets me win some races, I guess, with Spellseeker, Karn. Maybe this is alright. Maybe this is just alright. Okay, try again here. Felt like a game I was supposed to win, but I guess they all do. This is a fine hand. I can't drain turn 2. I can Ancestral. I need to, find a tap land. I can Ancestral twice with this hand, look at a bunch of stuff. But I can get run over, so. There is a chance I'm supposed to go Tamiyo and try and flip that card. Let's get my island. If I draw another island, I'm actually not sure what to do. Okay. Now let's see. Now I go Shelldock 6. Let's recall 5 up to 8. Next turn I have to discard. Maybe I'm fine playing this a little bit slower. Maybe that is just fine. Play Tamiyo. Let's play land. So I guess I put Basalt Monolith under here for later. I think that's okay. I think Walking Ballista is very bad to have under there. Doesn't really work, I believe, with X spells. So now let's see what the opponent does about the Tamiyo. Nice strip mine. Okay, so attack with Tamiyo. I think I just Ancestral here to flip it, to be honest. Can hit better lands, so that's better than Respecting Days. Very good draws here. Let's see, now I can go and just develop some artifacts. I guess that's a good play. I can go like that one into maybe a Chalice. I think that's okay. Pile up a ton of stuff here. Still only have 3 real mana, so we have to think about that a little bit. Here's Uro. Not a card I'm super worried about right now, but could obviously be the death of me later. So next turn I can pass with Drain up. Nothing happens, I can snap Ancestral. If something happens, I can drain into Teferi. Uro is a card I'll have to worry about eventually. There's Raging Ravine, which is actually a good card. So, like that. I can go tapped here, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Tapped is all right. Passed. This deck actually struggles a bit with creatures, like the Ravine. Kind of have to make my combo to beat it. Oh, Umnath is a great card. It is so great, I can't let it happen here, Steve. Okay, here's a Reclaimer on this opponent slow rolling here a little bit. Good play. Rain. And I draw Karn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can go Karn and Teferi. Like that a lot. Teferi is untapping 2 lands. That's not enough to drain, though. I think what I do here is plus... yes. Fairy, Karn, draw, make a token. Triple Walker's in play here. No protection from Snapcaster. But, yeah, lots of stuff here the opponent has to think about. Not least the Tamiyo. Risen Reef. So the opponent's trying to go, value here, which is a good strategy. Let's see. I don't have triple blue for Snapcaster Drain, though. That's a bit annoying. Now the opponent can search up land with a Reclaimer. I don't think I'm too scared about that. Now I can draw a million cards with Tamiyo, which I probably should do. Guess let's make a token here. Could I draw 11 cards, or simply just put back Mana Drain in my hand? Draw. Let's try and draw those cards. Now things get a bit complicated, I would guess. I guess a card like Force of Will helps a lot. Maybe I just play blue. Maybe I... Let's see. Okay, I do like this. Whip. 10 cards in the deck. Maybe I play Palantir. And attack for 8. Eight on the trample here is quite cool. Let's see if I can play something else that makes sense here to help the untap. Maybe doesn't make any sense. Maybe this is fine. Just pass, untap those lands. See what the opponent does here with Palantir. Yeah, this is a lot of clicks, I'm afraid. So let's put that one to the top. See if my opponent's willing to take 5. They took 5. Untap, untap, and you may go. I don't have to discard. The Burst Lightning, opponent can go for whatever land they want here. Can't really stop them. I have Force of Will up, and I have Snapcaster Drain up. Here's Urza's Saga. Great card. Let's see. Courser of Crewfix. The opponent is trying to gain a bunch of life. Maybe I'm not too interested in that. Maybe I go Snapcaster, Mana Drain. And then I have Force of Will for the next spell. Drain works. The opponent can't do too much here. So I guess I should take the turn. I'm not really in a hurry here. And if I can win this game without showing my combo, I guess I would be happy. I have some mana here. So I guess if I get that one out of there, and I Burst Lightning my opponent here, probably a good play. Let's see, Kicker plus Flameox. Can we do anything better? Guess this is fine. Back with everybody. We still don't show the combo, but we take down game 2 here. So it's all down to game 3. Oh, I can definitely feel the feel it. It's almost 24 hours since I woke up. So yeah, I'm sorry if the tempo is a bit lower than usual, but definitely feeling a bit tired here. So the way that game played out, a card like Jace would have been good, but I don't think that's a reasonable way to expect the game to play out. I've had quick Tameo both games, which is really good. Obviously, I drew like 10 or 11 cards there. Mana Drain is awesome as a card the opponent kind of has to respect. And then I have the more, the Trinket Mage and the Coats that aren't really that exciting. The Spear can definitely help put a game out of reach. All right, game 3, facing elimination. Winner plays on the draw. I have Ancestral Recall and an island, so I'm going to keep that hand no matter what. And I have 1/3 of my combo, I guess. Sylvan Safekeeper, I'm not too worried about. Funnily enough, Mana Tithe is a card. Palantir, yeah, not too worried about that card. That's Ancestral Recall on the opponent's upkeep. I can't remember how much, actual blue mana my opponent has. I drew into 2 1-drops that I can unload next turn, which is quite good. Then I have a turn of, Shadow Spear Tameo. And after that, I have a turn of Snapcaster Ancestral Recall if nothing better happens. Mox is a pretty darn strong draw. Maybe it actually doesn't change a whole lot here. Yeah, I don't think it changes a whole lot here. Let's play that card out. Play Tameo. Let's play Spear. Let's play Sacred Foundry. The opponent with Sylvan Safekeeper in play means that once they draw Nadu, bad things can happen, but I can't do much about that. Like, hopefully Nadu is just, a ton of value, and then I can kind of combo out my opponent. That's still my dream. Opponent has 3 mana. Comes Oko. Oko is awesome here for the opponent. Let's see if they have what kind of game they want to play here. Okay, they want to play that kind of game. Understandably so. Maybe I can blow out my opponent here. I'm thinking about maybe my opponent wants to take maybe my opponent wants to take what's it called? Take my Tameo. So I can like Snapcaster Ancestral in response to a swap. That would be quite nice. Attack, get a clue. Clue is basically just insurance so that I can, you know, in a game where I have a ton of mana but not much to do. So I guess I just play Island and pass the turn. Yeah, I'm hoping for the blowout here. If that doesn't happen, okay, that does not happen. Totally fair. I hope my opponent sends the Safekeeper as well. If my opponent does that, then I'm gonna play like this. Snapcaster on Ancestral. So now I need to think about the sequencing. This is a Hull Breacher. The opponent plays this very well if it's a Hull Breacher. Oh, it's Endurance. Got it. Okay. Endurance resolves. Very nice play. Unfortunately, I didn't see Endurance the other games. So that gets shuffled. Snapcaster does nothing. And yeah, that's pretty sick. I guess I trade off here. And I also guess I draw a card before my turn. Ooh, Wasteland. Okay, the opponent's really doing some strong things here, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Another island. Question is, do I have time to Basalt Monolith? That's basically the question here. Do I have time for stuff like that? Getting hit incredibly hard here. Is incredibly strong on, yeah. Okay. I guess this is very soon the end of the road. Let's see, what can Spellseeker do with Ancestral Recall gone? Not much, right? Oh, the opponent shuffled it in, I guess. Hmm. Yeah, let's see. The opponent milled the fairy, so I'm drawing Spellseeker. Spellseeker is also a body that lets me, you know, block and buy time. Here's Nissa, followed by a land drop and nasty stuff, I guess. Now the opponent gets 1 mana. I'm not sure they can use that mana. Let's see. Okay, they actually could use that mana. That's very annoying. Let's see. I can take 6, go to 10. The opponent then has 5 2/2s coming at me next turn, I believe, if I go no block now, Spellseeker Ancestral, flip Tameo. Then in that spot, I can In that spot, if my Spellseeker survives, I take 8, and then I have to assemble my combo at that point. What if I block now, then I go to 13. My opponent will have 5, 1 blocker. I also go to 1 with that one. I kind of go to 1 with both solutions here. Blocking now, blocking later. What if my opponent goes, you take the food, here's the Spellseeker, then it's only 4 attackers. That's 8. Yeah, okay, I think I take the damage here. Magic is an incredibly hard game. I kind of have to fade my opponent's last card being any, creature interaction or hasty boy or something. So I guess I have to think a little bit. Is it better to get the Basalt Monolith into play and then go Seeker Ancestral? How many 1-drops can I actually hit here? I can hit, if I play Seeker Ancestral, have 1 mana left. That 1 mana can get used for something like, let's see, how far am I from dig through time if I fetch? 4, 5 with the recall. Maybe milling over some stuff here. I think it's clutch to not play the monolith. Wow, it's so hard. But if I have the monolith in play, it kind of frees up my colored mana later. And what are the odds right now of finding dig through time? I guess that's a reasonable odds. So if I go, oh, that doesn't work, right? Still, okay, that doesn't work. It's still a 1-drop, so I have to hit dig through time and pedal for that to be relevant. I'm gonna hang on to the monolith here. So island. Maybe I need this burst lightning. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Play that. Seek. Am I going to need that burst lightning this turn cycle? That's basically what this play is about. Attack, I guess. Attack. My opponent can turn my monolith into... Yeah, this is so tough. My opponent can turn my monolith into... an elk here, but I'm not sure if they have that play in the repertoire. Quite a tough line to find, in my opinion. These cards don't do much. Let's see, like that, and yep, pass. I lose to a lot. So I guess I should have kept both there to actually threaten my opponent to die. Yeah, I think I just lost the game. Yeah, I would have won the game there if I found darn. If I found a way to let my if I keep both on top, I'm making my opponent guess basically. And then there's a higher chance that there's a higher chance my opponent gives me this card, which wins the game, because Trinket Mage finds Walking Ballista. So yeah, I think I didn't give myself the chance there, which is very bad. Yeah. I didn't give myself the chance. That's the problem. If I keep 2 cards on top there, there's some world where the opponent says, "Okay, then go ahead and draw." Now I lose the Fox. Darn. So let's see. Those 2 on 3 on Cameo, 2 on me. I'm just trying to think if there's any way I can cast this Burst Lighting twice this match. I'm not sure there is. Block to prevent 2 damage. I don't know if that's even good. Probably not. I'm down to 8. So there's... I'm trying to find a situation where Ballista can kill the opponent here. The opponent hits a land off the Courser, which is brutal. I have Mystic Confluence still. Unclear if that even buys me enough time. I think I'm too pressured on mana here to do anything. I draw Brainstorm. So now the opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attackers. If I Trinket Mage for Ballista, can't do anything with that. Don't think I have a way out of this after losing the Fox. That was terrible. Don't think my deck can win from this position. Opponent's just going to let me draw Palantir. I don't have Oracle nor Jace in the deck. Yeah, this is brutal. This is brutal. These guys are easily killing me here. I don't know. I'm just gonna cast the Brainstorm. I don't see what I can draw. Bounce 1, 2, 3. Take exactly 8 from the remaining creatures. Can I go Workshop? Nope. I can't go Workshop and do anything fancy. I can Workshop a Chalice, which kind of evens out my land drop. Then I can go... I don't think it's there. Don't think it's there. This is the end of the road. Bounce. Yeah, that's gonna do it. I'm gonna throw in the towel here. Great match. Wow. Ah, darn. I wonder what the opponent does if I keep both cards there on top with the Palantir. There's, I guess, 13. The point is, it's better to do it than not do it, because at that point, I'm not looking for selection. At that point, I'm looking for my opponent to see ghosts, right? And I win the game if I can get my opponent to see that ghost exactly. And I didn't follow up on that opportunity. So yeah, I wish I tried that, because then I, you know, that it is what it is. Also, very bad surprise with the endurance this match. It really got me there on the Snapcaster Ancestral. I don't think I saw it game 1 or 2. If I saw it, then it's obviously on me. That was brutal. I thought I was winning that game, or at least, you know, putting myself in a good position with double Ancestral. Okay, that was another nice run. Yeah, I really enjoy these. These games were incredibly close, incredibly just so many small details. So yeah, I'm happy I got that on camera as well. And it's starting to look grim for the home team. I get into some good spots, and I can't get over the hump, but I'm definitely gonna keep trying my luck. You know, the next 5 weeks, and Who knows? Maybe it'll result in more one-round videos here with a quick exit from the top 8, but we take those. Definitely cool experience. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.